applause for our Mr. Heritage International 2024. Now, the moment what we were waiting for, we are going to hear about their advocacy speech. First candidate would be Mr. Heritage South Philippines.
Thank you. Mabuhay and magandang gabi. In line with Mr. Heritage Advocacy in protecting culture and tourism, considering that the preservation of cultural heritage within the tourism industry is crucial for sustainable development and protection of cultural sites, it is essential to strike a balance between promoting tourism for economic benefits and safeguarding cultural authenticity. These efforts will mitigate the negative impact to cultural resources, and this will be successful with working with various sectors and policymakers, non-government organizations, government sectors that will help and possibly implement plans that prioritize in protection of cultural sites and collaborations with various and different organizations in protection, and collaboration with travel agencies, tour operators that promote tour packages that protect and secure local tourism and minimize environmental impact. Together, we will protect. Together, we will succeed. Together, we will win. Magandang gabi and thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Heritage South Philippines. Next up, we go for Mr. Heritage India.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Sukhbir and I represent India. I would like to say that pageant competition such as this is not only about beauty and fame. It's more about being brave. It's more about having courage to step on stage and represent your people, your country where you come from. It's more about being a role model to your society and inspiring the youth. As a role model, I would like to advocate and inspire the youth to take part in competitions such as Mr. Heritage, where pageant is not all about glamour, but it is a pageant with a cause to preserve and protect culture and tourism. The second thing that I would like to advocate is providing education to underprivileged children. We all must take a step and together provide education to children who are in need, because I believe education has the strength to create independent humans so that one can provide for themselves. The third thing that I would like to advocate is the end of violence. I believe humans are loving and social creatures. We must love each other and avoid violence, avoid conflict, and avoid wars. We must be together. And the last thing that I want to genuinely, with my heart, advocate is the restoration of ancient monuments, due to which we get knowledge about our own heritage.
Thank you so much, Mr. Heritage India, Subir Ashar. Next up, we go for Mr. Heritage Welcome KXA, Antonio Ibanez.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My advocacy is very simple, but it's important to all of us because it's all about charity. I always wanted to help people, especially for those people who really need it. And I just wanted to share to all of you guys what I did last year on my previous competition in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And that competition is Church for Ginoo ng Pilipinas KSA 2020. And what really happens is I won, I got a title, but I donate the 50% of my grand prize. I donated to someone who really, really needs it. He's a patient actually, and that time he really needs my financial support for his operation. So I didn't hesitate to help him. I did that because I do believe that the most happiest person in the world are not those receiving more, but those giving more. So I want to leave this message to all of you guys that if you want to help, just help whatever we can because it matters. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Heritage Philcom KSA, Antonio Ibanez. Next up, we move on to Mr. Heritage Morocco, Muhammad Mansouri.
The first word I want to say is mabuhay everybody. This is the first word I learned from my son here in the Philippines. The reason I am here, I come to share with you my best idea, my best culture. And I am a traveler, I am a blogger. I travel everywhere to know about the culture and to support children in local places I went. We found some children, they don't have a good education. They don't have a safe life. They are still living in the street. They don't have, them family, they don't have enough to support them. My first message to any traveler and tourist people, when you travel somewhere, anywhere in the world, and you saw the children in the situation, if you cannot help, just use your voice. Send your message to all the world. There is a great people can help. And the second thing, for the local people also, when there are tourist people coming to your place, treat them as you, as part of your family. And the second thing, I come here, I am 3 years here in the Philippines. I round all around the Philippines. I learn about more culture as a local Igorot, Aita native people, them language, because I love the culture. So that's why I am here, and I am giving you a great message. Give me your hand at my hand, and let's do a great message to all the world. By your beautiful heritage and my beautiful culture, we can greet and make a lovely life and peace life. I hope you understand me, message. Thank you so much, and thank you for the Philippines giving us opportunity to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Heritage Morocco, Muhammad Mansouri. Okay, now we move on to Mr. Heritage USA, Christopher Allen.
Hello everyone, I'm Christopher Allen, Mr. Heritage USA. Traveling the world is a great way to learn about it. There are so many different cultures and nationalities to witness. I've visited 14 different states, 4 countries in the past 3 years. So I'm witnessing and doing just that. An example, coming here to the Philippines and getting off that plane, I felt like royalty. I mean, I had a police brigade escort me out of the airport, and that was amazing. I got a $5,000 sponsorship at the hotel in the mall, just from talking to patrons in that hotel. And it was just an amazing experience. So what I want to do is go out and inspire others to discover our world, because there's so much to offer. And I want to do that a lot in the U.S. because I feel like the U.S. is very focused on working. And I want to get everyone out there traveling and discover the world.
Thank you so much, Mr. Heritage USA, Christopher Allen. Now we move on to Mr. Heritage Philippines, John Lunday.
I advocate for youth empowerment, serving in the communities that offers hope for the future. Youth empowerment is not just a buzzword, it is a call to action where our young minds can dream, achieve, it unlocks creativity, innovation, and passion. So to be here, it's a great an honor that I can use this platform to utilize my advocacy in preserving interconnectedness, in preserving and protecting our tourism. Together, we can inspire, educate, and mobilize communities, help them to invest in the future, and support cultural empowerment. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Heritage Philippines, John Linday. Next up, we move on to Mr. Heritage Australia, Arun Naya.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow contestants. It's been an amazing time, and I'm really happy to be a contestant in Mr. Heritage. So my advocacy is gender equality and its effect on the mental health. We often talk about gender equality. When we talk about gender equality, only man and woman come to our mind. We forget about human beings are more than their souls. We shouldn't look at them for how they look, for the caste, skin color they are. We should look upon them as human beings. We should be compassionate. We should be having a heart. We should be coming from Australia. I actually have witnessed a beautiful day called Are You OK Day, which means we ask anybody on the road, in the office, and wherever you go, to find out how they're doing. We're very busy in our lives, but we forget about one thing. We all often go through so many challenges of life, and that affects the mental health at some point of time. You can be the strongest person in the world, but you can have the weakest heart. So it's not visible. So you should be compassionate towards our people, to the friends, and bring that equality in people's life so that everybody feel there's no man and woman in the society. Everybody is a human being, and we should always try to preserve that sort of equality in the human being life, to bring that diversity and make them feel that this world is for everybody, not just for certain sort of gender, a certain sort of caste, skin color, or for any nationality. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Heritage Australia, Arun Naya. Next up, we go Mr. Heritage Iran, Ali.
Hello, mabuhay Filipino people. I'm so glad to be here in front of you. My advocacy is to unite and help each country to be love each other without fight and full of peace. I believe every human have responsibility to help each other so this place and this world can be a better place for us. And please everybody do it in action, not only talking. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Heritage Iran, Ali. Now we move on to next Mr. Heritage Syria, Muhammad Mehdi.
Hello everyone, Marhaba, Jamian. My name is Mahmoud, I'm from Syria. Because the world, in my country, the Syrian people, unfortunately, become refugees. Especially in Turkey, there are about 4 million refugees. And also, because I'm working in the humanitarian field and supporter for refugees issues, I want to focus on and focus more on the refugees issues. I mean, I need activating the livelihood projects like education courses and vocational trainings to be self-remind for the refugees. So I'm here for them and love you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Heritage Syria, Mahmoud Mehdi. Now we move on to next Mr. Heritage Here Come USA, Joel Moreno.
A pleasant evening to each and every one of you. I myself have been an advocate for a lot of all these amazing things, but I would like to give more emphasis on this one particular matter, which is my passion, and it is to promote the culture. I grew up in a very simple family, and I have been involved in many different kinds of curricular activities instead of investing my time in sports. So I myself was a choir boy in the school, in the church, and so as a dance troupe when I was in high school. I am sharing that to all of you right now because I myself have been given the privilege to have the space for me to develop that talent, and I would love for everyone all over the world to have their cultural dances, their way of singing to all be heard, and to create this space for everyone to showcase what they have. And above all, to preserve tourism. It is my passion to be in the runway as a model. I would love for everyone to not be afraid. Be who you are. And that is because you only have yourself. I myself have faced a lot of challenges.
Thank you so much, Mr. Heritage, Welcome USA, Joel Moreno. Last but not least, we move on to Mr. Heritage South Africa, Inga Mushinjo.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I believe the best way to preserve heritage and culture is to invest in real estate. If you go to any country, the most prevalent and dominant culture is the culture of those who have ownership of real estate. Scripture says a good man, a good person leaves an inheritance for his children's children. Even the word heritage comes from inheritance. So I believe that to preserve heritage, people must invest in real estate ownership. I'm also passionate about sports because I believe that sports is one of the sectors that promote tourism. We've seen in the previous World Cups and Olympics where people from all over the world came together to watch and witness the beauty of sport. So sport promotes tourism, and it is one of the best ways to promote positive masculinity. Positive masculinity is the use of masculine characteristics in a positive way. So I want to use sport to encourage young people to use their masculine characteristics in a positive way instead of destructive ways like abusing women and abusing drugs. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Heritage South Africa, Inga Mushinjo. All right, that's it. Give a big round of applause for Mr. Heritage 2024.